I think that, there's something about a new beginning that makes people want different for themselves, which is all fine. But I do agree with you, Shayla, that, in the new year, you're kind of like, you feel that you need to set these lofty goals, and a lot of people don't keep them. But as long as there's some things that you might want to do, like little tweaks on little changes.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, I've already started, but I want to continue in the new year, like exercising daily, like things like that. But I'm not saying I'm about to become the fittest
Jane Fonda.
there is and lose 1,000 pounds by March 1st. Like, no, because that don't make no sense.
I tell it like it is, but I always make it nice.
Putting the boss in boss babe.
One thing about me, I'm going to ask the right questions.
Just know, I always say what needs to be said.
I'm Bria.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Shayla. And this is For Your Information podcast. Woo!
So hey guys, we're back with another episode. Our last one of 2020, single tier. How's everybody feeling?
I feel like this year came. It came
and
went
and conquered and did what it had to do.
Truth is, I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Take me to the king, okay?
I feel like this is us every week. In 2021, we got to come in saying we are great. We are full of high vibrations. We got to do better. But no, seriously, I am feeling like, this week, this month, this year, we can put this one in the history book.
And it's crazy because, like, if you look back, 2020 feels so long, but like living in the moment, I'm like, this shit is quick. This was quick. So, that's crazy.
How about you, Rebecca? How have you been since the last episode?
I'm tired. I'm just tired, and I don't know how to not be tired anymore. But
I don't blame you. I
just
feel the same.
In a perpetual state of needing a nap.
Naps are wonderful.
Honestly, I thought it was my house because lately, since I haven't had classes or anything, I just want to lounge and like not do anything. So I have to like tell myself you're gonna do something. But it's just like a spirit of sleep and relaxation just comes over me now.
And then you always know every year since like elementary school, those days between Christmas and New Year's just feel like they're just going into each other. So it's just like we're just waiting for 2021, which is 2 days away, people.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I did not know tomorrow was New Year's Eve.
It is.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And
I didn't
New
know
Year's
that.
on Friday. I'm like, what? That's crazy.
We are leaving 2020 in 2 days.
Where'd the time go?
How would y'all describe this past year in one word, and why?
Who
Start, and I'll say alerting, maybe, because like in my head I want to use that for like gaining like a sense of awareness. So I just learned a lot about me and my emotional intelligence, which I think is key. So
I would say I would describe 2020 in the word that people abuse on Twitter.
Toxic.
I would describe it as toxic, literally toxic. It really beat my ass. I cried. I was happy. I was sad. I was excited. Who knows? Like my emotions change every day. Y'all, there was only 1 month. I don't know if it was September or October. I literally cried every other day. Like I was stressed. But in toxic relationships, you have your ups and downs. So I feel like now the year's kind of smoothing out. It's not as stressful, So it was toxic AF, okay?
Oh. I mean, I feel that kind of. My word would be like a roller coaster, I guess, just because it's like there are ups and downs and there's like a lot of navigating and like life journey stuff going on like throughout 2020. So like it would have been kind of a roller coaster to begin with, but then throwing into the mix everything that was going on, it's a roller coaster. How about you, Rebecca?
Raggedy. I would call it raggedy because it really was raggedy. Granted, I can't say everything was bad. Like I had some really great moments. Like I've been able to spend some time with my family. I had a really great birthday. I graduated college as we all did. But all in all, raggedy. Like I agree with Bria. Like there was a period where I was crying every day, like boohoo crying every day. I remember I realized that going for walks every day is what really has been keeping me centered. And I just remember it was a good week and a half on my walk. Like I would just start crying, just walking down the street crying. And it was like summertime during this period. So like, you know, it's not like now to where I would have a hood and a scarf to cover my face. Like I was just walking on the street, t-shirt and shorts, just sunglasses on and boohooing.
It's crazy because I will literally be in the gym on the treadmill about to pass out because I'm over here crying and running, about to die because I'm out of breath. I'm like, people think I'm a psycho person. I have something wrong. I totally feel you.
No crying in 2021 unless it's tears of joy.
Exactly.
Okay.
I got y'all starting Q3 of 2021. Q1 and Q2. I got some more tears left.
Oh, halfway in. That's fair.
I'm hoping by spring I can spring forward and happy.
Oh, spring! We're gonna be at Mocha Fest. It's gonna be a time to be alive.
Mocha Fest.
It's gonna be a time to be alive.
That said, what are some like good things that came out of 2020? Since we know about some of the bad things.
I honestly feel like 2020 really forced me out of my, I wouldn't say laziness, that's out of my lazy moments, but I'll say out of my procrastination. Because I remember in the beginning of quarantine, like it was March-ish, April, and this is when you start applying for jobs and stuff, and I would like put it on the back end, or like jobs would send me assessments, and I was like, oh, I'm away, but then I saw this quote, and it was all like, you procrastinating is like you thinking that God is giving you another chance to actually have the opportunity to do something. And so ever since that moment, I actually try not to procrastinate with things. Like I may give myself a 10-minute break, or like wait 10 minutes, but I try to get things done in a timely manner. So I would say that it stopped my procrastination. It made me more aware of my emotions as a person, because usually like I'm the kind of person when I'm sad or I go through something, I just throw it in the back of my head. Like I may cry for 10 minutes and I act like it never happened. Y'all, this year I had to really sit with my emotions, so I felt all of them. So I would say my procrastination and my emotions were evolving in 2020. How about you guys?
Mine was kind of similar to yours, Bria. I feel like it helped kind of just in a weird way better me because you had the time to be in quarantine. It's like, all right, well, for me, like when you and Anderson and Kylan left, I was at the apartment for a pretty good portion of the quarantine by myself. So
like that was
like
2 months.
Yeah. And that's when I learned, actually, not that I didn't love y'all, but I was like, okay, actually being by myself isn't that bad. I was like, all right. Because I honestly, when y'all left, I was like, dang, this is about to be lonely. I'm about to be hearing stuff. But I just knew I was about to be hearing all types of stuff. But I don't know. I just really started figuring out what it is that I like, what makes me happy, what keeps a smile on my face, what doesn't. And I don't know. I just think that that's really important, especially for the stage of life that we're in. So I think that it kind of helped sit me down and got to let me learn a little bit more about me.
I would say like kind of my answer is similar. This is actually my vision board for 2020 over here, and in big letters in the middle of it says focus. And so starting off the year, like I really wanted to focus in on like being productive and like getting my post-grad job and like that kind of stuff, like those milestones that you typically see. But like when quarantine and the shutdown started to happen and we were all kind of like locked in and had to kind of like Rio was saying, sit with our emotions and stuff like that, I began to shift, okay, like what does focus really mean to me? And like it really gave me that time to like reflect and be like, okay, what do I really want to do? Like, am I doing this stuff just to be productive, just to check off boxes, or like am I doing it because I actually want to? So that was like something for me that was like really beneficial. I think it like allowed me to sit back and think like, okay, what I really want to do, am I doing it? And then how can I take steps to actually do that? Yeah. What about you, Rebecca?
Mostly kind of like you, Sydney, focusing on things, but focusing on what's important, and in the same breath, like taking time to, without all the distractions, to really prioritize what's important to me. In the past, I didn't really take the time to think about what's important or think about what I want my life to look like down the road. And now it's the time where we set up a lot of those building blocks for that, for our future selves, for our adult selves, and things like that. So, good things that came out of it was prioritizing what's important, and also being able to get to know myself a little bit more, doing a lot of self-discovery, knowing things about myself that I need to know in order to get to the next step of life, knowing how to take care of myself, and not just in the, self-care thing that everybody's talking about, but like really taking care of myself, like making sure I'm exercising, making sure I'm eating well, making sure I'm getting enough sleep, making sure I'm getting enough sunlight, knowing what I need to do to keep me out of a funk, and discipline. I've gotten really disciplined in the last month or so. I just kind of realized that in order to have the things in life that I want, I have to be intentional and I have to be disciplined about it. So that's probably the best thing that I'm going to take out of this year.
Yeah. Do you feel like we would have the same description of 2020 or the same lessons if it wasn't for COVID and the panoramic? Or do you feel like we would just go about life? Like, because every year I feel like you learn more about yourself, but I feel like 2020 really punched everybody in the face and was like, you gonna learn about yourself.
It was like a little bit
different.
More abrupt.
Yeah.
It was a lot more like directly in your face, like, all right, something's different. Something's like gonna cause a shift. Like, this is the old way of life is over. Like, basically you knew something was here, so you couldn't ignore it. And if you tried to, there's no way.
No way. No way.
I think for us four in particular, we would have had some of these lessons just because we graduated college, and we would have graduated college anyway, regardless of, if things went as normal, things went as planned. So, what I hear is, because I've only graduated college once and it was in a pandemic, I hear that when you graduate college, you always have a few months to a year of just a lot of reflection and a lot of figuring out what's important. But I think for us, it was kind of times two, because we really didn't have any of the distractions that we normally would have.
Right.
Yeah, and I think like building off of that too, while we did graduate and have like a ceremony, I think that because our senior year was cut short, we didn't get to have like that fanfare around even like graduating. Part of it wasn't even just figuring out like who we are transitioning into the working world, but it's also figuring out how do we celebrate ourselves, even when like there aren't these celebrations in place, like traditional celebrations and milestone markers for us to like use to celebrate. So that, and then like not having as many distractions, like moving into new apartments and getting new vehicles or whatever you're doing, like
getting
those
jobs.
Kind of things.
Right.
Yeah,
getting jobs, getting employment and checks.
But like all those things,
literally,
I think, were impacted as well. So it just like it looked different, the kind of transition that we experienced.
That is true, because I remember like right after graduation, I was like, I feel like I haven't done anything, and then all my friends are like, we literally just graduated. You know how hard it's for people to graduate from high school, get along college. And I'm just like, okay, I'm on to the next thing. Like, I need to find something else. And they're like, you need to just, go along with the flow and appreciate every little moment. Like, be happy that you even made it through 2020 alive with everything going on. But outside of leaving Corona in 2020, what else needs to be left in 2020, people?
That's a good question.
Well, this is probably unrealistic. This is probably unrealistic, but everybody having an opinion on social media.
Yeah, that's
that in 2020.
Mine kind of goes with Shayla, but it's more of, I feel like we need to stop idolizing some of these influencers. that we follow on social media, because I know for the longest, I used to be, don't judge me, I used to love Ari for the longest, but now she gets on my nerves. You may want to blurt this out. So
Ariana Grande or Ari Linux?
G Herbo's baby mama.
I didn't think, wait.
G Herbo's baby mama, the crazy one. So
Okay.
This is
I love for her literally depleted. Like, it literally went away. But not only that, I just
What
feel
did she
like
do?
outside
nothing.
of her baby mama, literally, she hosts clubs. She literally hosts clubs and gets like $50K a show just to like walk in the club, host a show.
And these are the new gatekeepers of society.
Yes,
girls who do nothing.
Yes, and I was thinking, because my Howard crush, who we're not going to expose, but they went to high school together, so they're the same age. Like, they went to high school together, yes.
Ooh, text me.
So they went to high school together, and hold on, I'm texting right now. So there's so many people that are our age.
People are going to figure out who this is, by the way.
I was about to say, yeah.
They are. They're going to know. They're going to know. If you know me, you know. But there's so many people that are our age. And even like Jada Waiter, she just turned 23 this year. Jordan Woods. And I'm all like, oh, well, they're working like this. They're working like that. They own this. They own that. They have this car. And this is like, I'm like, okay, well, I can't wait till I get this car. Oh, I can't wait till I get here. And it's just like, girl, you don't have the same path as them. So my idolization of like people on social media, even like friends, because, you know, I have some people, they start looking for jobs and got a job the next day when I've been in the market looking for jobs for a million years. So like, I had to stop comparing myself to other people on social media. So that's one thing I want to do.
That's a good one, Bria. That's a great one. I second that.
Thank you.
What do I think? I think a lot of things should be left in 2020. Are we saying like as a society as a whole, or just ourselves, what we're leaving?
Anything that you think needs to stay behind.
That comes to your mind.
Okay. I know me in particular, and I think a lot of people should, but I can't speak on nobody's situations. I think living in a long-term pity party should be left in 2020. And this is me talking to myself, but if this sounds familiar, then it sounds familiar. Because it's just like, there's somebody who's like, not my official mentor, but somebody that I definitely look to for a lot of guidance on things. And she says all the time, like, don't get mad, get qualified. And that can go for a lot of things in life. Like, there are very little things in life. And I understand that there are some things that people can't help that stop them from doing certain things. I completely understand that. You know, I'm not unreasonable about things. I'm not one of those while you sleep, I'm working type people. That's stupid. But like, there are so many things in this world that if you want, you can have, just with a little research, with a little strategy, and a little determination and a lot of discipline. And, you know, I feel like there were so many things in the past that I would just look at people and just be like, oh, I wish I had that, without thinking too much about it. And it's like, I can have that. You know, I can do it. It might not just come as easily to me as some people, but if I take the time and I try hard, I'm disciplined, you know, I can do it. So, and I see this a lot on social media too. Like, people like to make fun of people who are doing the right thing, if that makes sense. No. I don't think it makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like, people like to make like, it's okay, it's more popular to be down bad than it is to be doing well.
You think so?
I see what you're saying.
I think so, because it's so like, if I can tweet out today like, just spent my last $10 on Chipotle, LOL, and people will find that relatable. But if I say I got $10 and I want Chipotle, but I'm gonna not spend on Chipotle and save that money, then people will be like, oh, look at her, she thinks she just that and the third. And this is just on social media. This is real life too. Like,
but that's what I mean about like people having an opinion on social media. That's stupid, whether they think something about it or not. First of all, it's not even really important enough to make it to social, but that's neither here nor there. But I don't know, everybody having an opinion just keep it to yourself. Because nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for it. Please and thank you. Management, but nobody asked for my opinion on that either. So,
one thing that I would leave in 2020, I would think like overthinking things is something I would leave in 2020. I think sometimes like we get too caught up in like trying to plan stuff out, trying to plan like every step of life, and like trying to like make things perfect. Whereas like life is just like, it's happening. It's a flowing thing. And I think that there is like some beauty in just like being present and what's actually going on. And like, you should have some kind of plan and like think about what you do want to do and like how you want it to be. But at the same time, like just appreciating the present moment instead of always like comparing it kind of like either what other people are doing or even the past or the future that you want. So that's one thing that I think we should leave in 2020 personally. And then like as a collective, I'm getting a little serious here, but I think that we should leave performative activism in 2020 because I feel like there was so much of that, like with those black squares being posted and like different things going on in social media that like, I mean, it's always been an issue, but I think it's something that we really need to work on in 2021. So.
Because there's some girls that I literally see posted the whole black square for Black Lives Matter, and until this day it's gone. It's no longer there, and they're posting their booty cheeks. So they can kill us. So I totally agree. And on a quick tip, personally, I'm trying to leave frontals alone in 2021 because my hair grows better. Because my hair grows better when I don't have wigs, and like it literally makes it doesn't make my edges super thin where it's like, oh, you bald, but like I can see my hair thinner than
with
it
the
would
frontals.
be. Yeah, so I personally want to leave frontals. Like I'll do closures like 5x5, 6x6, whatever, but frontals for me even hurt. No. But with that, what do you guys want to bring into 2021?
I know what I want to bring.
Go ahead.
I got, like I said before this a few minutes ago, I gained a really strong sense of self that I want to take with me. Just being able to know myself on the level that I do, you know, I think it's really going to be something that's going to benefit me in the next year and beyond. So that's what I want to take.
Okay. Kind of similar. I want to bring in positivity and high vibration and like, you know, just all good stuff about knowing yourself and knowing who you are and being authentic.
What about you?
Yeah,
Sydney?
I gotta echo that as well. I think that like this year gave us the ability to kind of like be more introspective and like to know at least myself better. And I think that's something that'll be really beneficial, not just throughout 2021, but beyond. Yeah, just generally. What about you, Priya?
One thing I want to bring into 2021 is an apartment.
Well, that's right.
Yes.
So I can play Ari Lennox in my apartment with my Merlot.
Oh my goodness. I love that song.
So that's what I want to bring into 2021. Okay. That's what I want. That's it. That is all. For now. I mean, you know, all the other positive stuff.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Quick question. Do y'all want to bring in a relationship in 2021?
Bring one in? No, because there's nobody in my life right now that I want to bring in, but find one, yes. But not, you know, but a good one.
Let one find me. Let one find me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go looking, it don't.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. And let me not say looking, but I'm definitely open. I'm on the market.
Just be open.
Yeah.
Because I had a guy friend ask me that, and I was thinking, I'm not, you know, like y'all, like I'm, you know, out on the market, you know, we're young, you date, but I'm not first like per se looking for like, oh, boyfriend tomorrow. Like that's not my motive. But when it comes to relationships, I want to actually be more expressive and emotional because there's always like that gap where I'm not super emotional. Like I lack that depth and emotion. So in 2021, when it comes to dating, I want to, you know, be more
like vulnerable.
Yes,
that's a good way to put it.
Exactly, vulnerable with who I'm talking to. Like I feel like that leads to better connections. It's worth it. But we'll see. We'll see.
If it's worth it.
We'll see.
No, it's not like I'm searching necessarily, but like if someone did come along, you know, could make something shake.
And watch All Y'all Be Married by 2022.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know about that.
Right, I don't know.
Because everyone's getting engaged. We might well hop on the bandwagon.
Everybody but us.
Next question.
All right, so we all want to bring in the new year positively. However, what do y'all feel about New Year's resolutions? Do you think they're like played out and overrated?
No, I think they're really helpful. I think like sometimes people will set too many or like unrealistic ones, and that's where you like kind of set yourself up for failure a little bit with New Year's resolutions. But I think they can be helpful as like a guiding principle throughout the year if you like stick with it.
I totally agree, because I was watching a video on that, and the lady was like talking about manifestation, and she was just like, there's sometimes that people can manifest too much to the point where it's not going to work. So I feel like it can be overdone. Like people are like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds at the end of 2021. First of all, that's not healthy.
Right.
But I feel like when you do set a goal or a resolution, like it at least let you keen in and like focus on what you want to focus on in the new year. So I don't think it's overrated.
I think that kind of the setup of them in today's like world or time is overrated. It's like, oh, New Year's is coming, let's set resolutions that we're not going to hold up to. However, I see the vision behind it. It's like, all right, let's say what we plan to do. But I don't know. I think maybe just like some restructuring of how it's presented, and then it might not be so overrated.
Do you think it's overrated because like people are doing it at the beginning of the year, or like the timing of it, or what do you do?
I think it's overrated because people make such a big deal about it, and then you catch them February 1st and those resolutions are out the window. So
literally, the gym is the perfect example. January 1st,
everybody, memberships booming.
Everyone
February,
there.
nobody touching the gym. They at the buffet.
By the time Valentine's Day hits, we're all
everybody booed up at Ruth Chris. Where's the gym?
Literally.
Where's the gym?
I think that, you know, there's something about a new beginning that makes people want different for themselves, which is all fine. But I do agree with you, Shayla, that, you know, in the new year, you're kind of like, you feel that you need to set these lofty goals, and a lot of people don't keep them. But, you know, as long as you know, there's some things that you might want to do, like little tweaks on little changes. Yeah. Like I know for me, I've already started, but I want to continue in the new year, like exercising daily, like things like that. But I'm not saying I'm about to become the fittest
Jane Fonda
there is and lose 1,000 pounds by March 1st. Like, no, because that don't make no sense.
Like I'm even perfectly fine with like making vision boards and stuff, because Sydney knows I've made like 2 vision boards in the last like maybe 2 weeks or so, and I think that is fine. But just to be like, oh yeah, let me make these New Year's resolutions. Catch me. I'm not even gonna say February 1st. Catch me 2 weeks later and see what I'm doing. Like I'm not. That to me, that's pointless. But if I make a vision board and it's like, all right, I see the vision. It's like, I don't know. That to me just makes it a little bit more real, I guess.
Oh, what is something that you all have been into since last time we all have convened?
That's a great question.
What is my thing of the week?
Well, y'all think I'm gonna go ahead and say mine because I already got mine. The movie Soul from Disney.
Oh, yes.
So cute. So
it
cute.
has it. Listen, it hit me so hard. I watched it with a friend. Like we had like a virtual movie night thing on Google Hangout, and it was so good. Like it was so Pixar did that with the animations. Like
mine have been really good movies. They've been getting me through this week. I've watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom on Netflix. That was a good one. That. I didn't really quite understand what I was supposed to take away from it. However, I'm glad that she's getting the attention she deserves. So shout out to Ma Rainey. And what else? Oh, different documentaries on Amazon Prime have been really good. I watched one about this like madam from Mississippi. It's good.
Send me the link.
Okay, I got y'all.
Yeah, we can put in the description below.
Okay.
One thing I guess that is like my thing of the week. Since literally the last time I got on the podcast, it was my first time like making chai tea from home, and now I'm obsessed, and I literally drink it every day, y'all.
Is that the sweet one?
I usually get like the sweet one from Starbucks, like the pre-made, like you know, so you can just mix it with like the almond milk. But like I go to Whole Foods and I get like the little chai tea and everything, and I brew it myself, and I just let it sit there, and I just like have this homemade almond milk, y'all. It's so good. And I have these like coffee syrups you put in there. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So that's my thing of the week.
It sounds official.
Yeah, that sounds good. I have to try it. My thing of the week, I don't know. I always have like a DIY type thing of the week, but recently I got like a new sketchbook, and so I've been trying to like get creative every day. Just like something different, whether it's like collaging or doing a painting or just doing like a little journal entry. So I guess my thing of the week would be just finding an outlet for your creativity. It's like a vague thing, but
that is a good
one.
We
love it. We love it.
That's a good one.
Sydney the artist.
Well, on that note, this is it for You Info Pod 2020.
Ooh, for 2020.
We'll see you all in 2021. Have a hateful
not a hateful new year.
Have a safe,
happy,
and healthy new year.
Yes. We hope to see y'all in the new year. Tell us what your New Year's resolutions are, or if you think they're overrated, like me.
We want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
See you next year.
Bye, guys.